We've talked about playing complementary ball. I think that's been on display, especially the last 2 weeks. But what a huge play that was. I thought Matthew made play after play against an unbelievable defense. Puka Nacua obviously made his presence felt really early in the game, ended up battling back, made a lot of plays with his legs, as a runner too. One that ends up getting called back, that would have been a huge play for us. Cooper Kupp makes a huge play. Kyron Williams made his plays. I thought DeMarcus Robinson had 4 huge catches for us. It was good to be able to see him do his thing. Offensive line, and then defensively, I just love the way that we battled. We got off the grass on 3rd down. We weathered the storm after they ended up scoring early on. Obviously, Joe's a great quarterback. They did a lot of really good things, but we came to life in the most important moments, and I was really pleased with the the overall effort for our team, and what a great challenge we've got next week. I'm not sure. It was his shoulder and his rib. I mean, what an unbelievable catch he makes on the sideline. I thought he was dead, and then he comes back to life. But he is a tough, I don't know, can I say that anymore? I don't know what I can say, but he is such a tough competitor. The way that he battles through things, the physicality at which he plays this game, he brings an energy to our team that I think you guys can all feel when you watch. It's why he's so fun as a competitor, whether he's got the ball or whether he doesn't have the ball. And I think Kyron Williams has continued to demonstrate how important he is to our offense. He had some really hard, tough earned yards, tough runs to be able to close out that game at the end. And, a lot of guys that deserve a lot of credit. And, hey, let's keep taking steps.
Sean, to that point, when you see a guy walk off that slowly, you usually don't see him come back and have that type of a second half. Did you know he was 100?
I didn't. I just know that, you got to be able to kind of move on. You hope that he's going to be okay. And then when Reggie Scott tells me, hey, he's going to try to give it a go, nothing surprises me with him anymore. Congratulations to him as well, setting the rookie, franchise record for receiving. He's done a great job, and the best thing about him is he's going to just continue to get better, continue to be coachable and accountable, and only going to take steps in this type of direction, and we love him.
Sean, you're back in training camp this summer. After some of those tougher days, you said you wanted to see this group build toughness, especially the younger players on the roster. Did you see that come forth today and in the previous 3 weeks?
I did, Jordan, and I think really it has been on display throughout the course of the season. We maybe just haven't always gotten the results that we wanted, but I'm seeing a mentally and physically tough team. I'm seeing guys stay connected. I'm seeing guys create their own energy. They create an energy that makes it so fun to be able to go to work and continue to push in the right direction. I'm seeing great leadership from a lot of our veterans. And now we've got to just keep it going. It's a long season. It's been a really good start coming off of the bye to be able to go 3 for 3. We're going to be just in the moment, one day at a time. And if we continue to play this way, then you continue to have conversations where you're relevant to maybe earn an opportunity to play afterwards. But that's so far away from our thought process. I'm really just, loving working with this group.
And so, Sean, what December football is.
Yeah.
What did this tell you about December football with the mindset of this club?
I think what they've shown, Steve, is that they can, really be able to, gather themselves after the bye and continue to really get better. I think the best teams get better, and I've seen that each of the last 3 weeks, and I've seen us play as a team. I've seen us be able to complement each other offensively, defensively. We got to do some better stuff in the kicking game. That's something that we have to be able to improve upon, and I'm confident that we will. I know we've got the right guys leading it with Chase and with Spring. But I'm really pleased with that today, Steve. And it continues to mean that if you do a good job in these types of games, playing meaningful December football is really what you want. And certainly our guys are putting themselves in a position to do that.
You mentioned that the John Johnson, the 3rd interception, was the turning point in the game. What did you see from the defense before that and then after that?
I thought they did a really good job overall. Like I mentioned, just kind of weathering the storm after the first drive, but I thought our run defense, I thought, we did a good job being able to get off the field on 3rd downs. Seemed like our coverage was really sticky. And then I thought we did a pretty good job of rushing with integrity, and they made some plays. You give them credit. But I thought that play that JJ made was huge. John Johnson the 3rd right there, as you would say. But he's been such a big bright spot for us. He's got such great command, such great communication. He and Jordan over the last couple weeks have done a great job manning the safety positions. And then for him to make that play against his old team, be able to make a great return, to be able to already put us what it would be in scoring position, then for us to be able to cap that off. I did think that was the play of the game, and I thought that was where the turning point came into play.
And then you also spoke a lot about Puka, but when he came back from the game, he immediately started blocking. What does
Yeah.
that say about his toughness?
He's a grown man, you know, for a rookie, the way he plays this game, even when you look at the way that we were operating, where it's pretty obvious the run concept that we're running, the type of play, where the point of attack is, and he was right there and did a great job against, you know, as good a defense as there is in this league. And I thought our guys really answered the bell. We got tremendous respect for this league, knowing that every single week there's so many different challenges that you have to navigate through. But I'm really loving working with this group. Puka definitely embodies a lot of the things that are right about this team.
Sean, after the bye, you talked about wanting to make sure that you're staying aggressive, keeping your foot on the gas. The late sequence there of punching in the touchdown underneath the 2-minute, going for the touchdown versus the field goal.
There's a lot of debate right there. You know, really, you got so much respect for some of the guys that can potentially block a field goal. Had a couple things that didn't go the way that we wanted and what we feel like was, you know, high percentage situations. And so I would be willing to bet you that a lot of people would say just run it down to 30 seconds, kick the field goal to go up 11, and then, you know, don't even give them any time to potentially have what Flacco did against, you know, the Browns, you know, a year ago. So it was some debate, but I think out of respect for their field goal block operation, we said, let's make sure we have great ball security, but if we can punch it in, you know, Karen's on my fantasy team. It's a joke. I don't really mean that. I'm kidding.
It feels like there's
Just a couple more, guys.
It feels like there's something special.
That's the last one.
It feels like there's something special with the veterans from Aaron Donald to the rookies from Kobe Turner. First game of the season, they had those back-to-back sacks. Tonight it materialized in that safety. What are you seeing out of those two specifically, and just the age difference and the wisdom one is able to pass down to another?
I think, you know, Kobe's a really, you know, inquisitive guy. He's mature beyond his years. I think a lot of these rookies, whether you talk about Puka, whether you talk about Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Steve Avila, a lot of these guys are really mature beyond their years, and they're doing a great job of accelerating their progress. But when you've got guys that can really show you the ropes, there's nobody better than Aaron Donald to be able to model the way. And his consistency, the way that he goes about it, you know, I've been so fortunate and blessed to be able to coach a player like him, and really a lot of our veteran leaders that have poured into these guys, and I think they deserve a ton of credit, but also, you know, those leaders for being able to help accelerate their progress, because I think seeing is more powerful than anything that we can say, and the way that they've poured into these guys is really starting to show itself, and it's got to continue to be a theme if we want to go where we're hoping to go.
Sean, as a former quarterback, Matthews throw to Puka, threading the needle there, and then his look away on that big third down. What do you say about this?
He's awesome. I mean, you know, Matthew is a baller. He plays his best at the most important moments, and I think you've seen that over the last few weeks. It was great to be able to see him make crunch time play after crunch time play and be able to sustain scoring drives. And there was a lot of things that he was doing, whether it was getting us in and out of the right play. You know, like the one long touchdown that he makes to Puka, that's a check that he ended up making up. That where I'm saying, shoot, what the heck am I supposed to do? You know, you play quarterback and you're doing our job, but it just goes to show you what a special player he is to be able to say, hey, if we get a certain look and I recognize it, how would this be to try to attack, you know, the back end of the coverage contour and with protection? And, you know, I'm sitting there saying, shit, that's a pretty good idea. I should have thought of that earlier in the week. And he made it come to life. And then Puka being able to finish for a 70-yard touchdown was big early in the game. But Matthew's a baller. He had another great game, and he's going to continue to play really well for us.
Sean, how did you?
Last one, guys.
How did you prep for Flacco? I mean, he hasn't been there. He's more of a pocket guy. They were moving the pocket.
Yeah, they did. I thought they did a really good job. You know, we tried to be able to, you know, analyze some of the different things that, you know, that Kevin and Coach Callahan and those guys and Coach Van Pelt have done. You knew that they were going to be committed to running the ball. They've mixed up personnel groupings well, but, you know, it was more about being able to play rules ball. And, you know, they've always been a good team to be able to move the spot, you know, whether it's Deshaun playing, whether it's, you know, DTR or even PJ Walker. You know, Kevin's always done a great job of being able to marry the run and the pass, and I thought they did that today. Okay, thanks, guys.